the news comes first. This is KCRA 3 News at 5.
Another day, another deadline in the effort to redistrict California. Solution opposing Republican lawmakers are now calling for as the push moves forward.
A story gaining national attention. Human rights attorneys speaking out for the Stockton immigrant now facing charges in connection with a deadly crash. What they're saying about that case.
And the Stockton City Council is also moving ahead with plans to investigate the city's vice mayor, how he's responding to accusations.
Good morning. It is 5 a.m. I'm Georgia Fitzpatrick.
And I'm Teo Torres. You see any lightning? Hear any thunder yesterday?
No.
No, I did.
No.
I was up kind of in the foothills. It was busy.
Yeah?
Yeah, it was interesting. Tamara Berg, you said we could see it, and I did it.
Yeah, even here in the Sacramento Valley, I heard a few claps of thunder, especially yesterday afternoon, and that triggered me to look at that sky and see just these ominous clouds that were rolling in. Of course, yesterday we had quite a potpourri of weather, a little bit of everything, and really kind of every community, if you will. Here's a live look outside, stepping out in Stockton, just seeing a layer of clouds here in the port city. It's helping to keep your temperatures this morning primarily in the 60s. Expect to have a mostly sunny day once the sun comes up about an hour from now. Seasonable spread of temperatures, and Sierra thunderstorms are going to pop up once again. We're in the lower 50s right now in Truckee and Tahoe, upper 60s out the door in Auburn, top of the 5 o'clock hour. Good morning, Placerville, as you're sipping the coffee, getting ready to face your Wednesday. 72 degrees currently. 66 out the door, Modesto, 63 in Stockton, and 66 right now in Sacramento. Still seeing a few clouds and even a couple of showers within the last 3 hours. So while you were sleeping, you could still see a hub of activity here down the west slope and specifically there along the crest of the Sierra and now to the eastern side here of Tuolumne County. So if you're traveling at some of those higher elevation passes such as Sonora Pass on up to Donner Summit, those roadways may be a little slick or a little damp. Temperatures upper 80s to low 90s today in the valley, upper 80s in the foothills, 70s up at the top with thunderstorms. I'll take you through the forecast neighborhood by neighborhood in the next 10 minutes. It is 5:02. Good morning, Brian. What are you tracking for early commuters?
Morning, Tamara. Here's a look at Interstate 80 as you're coming in from Roseville through Douglas Boulevard there, and you can see traffic cruising along the 80 corridor. No problems there. Coming in from Roseville over the top and out onto the causeway. Coming in Highway 50, we're also clear here with no delays. In the Sierra, we've had a problem here westbound 80 right around the Big Bend area. There was a big rig that jackknifed there and it spilled fuel on the roadway, and that created a very slick condition. And so they're still working to clear that up, and they've had to hold traffic there overnight for several hours there as they work to clear that and sand the road. So we are seeing delays there. 5 and 99 from Elk Grove, all clear on the northbound side through Stockton. No problems on 599, 4 and 12. Heading out across the top of the Tracy Triangle, going out 27 minutes there. 25-minute ride over the Altamont Pass. No delays on 99 between Modesto and Manteca. It looks like 205 just jumped into the red at 28 minutes now. 80's a 10-minute ride out of Roseville. 50 out of Folsom at 14 minutes. 99 from Elk Grove, 9 minutes, and I-5, 11 minutes. Back to you guys.
All right, thank you, Brian. Well, taking a live look here over the state capitol building this morning, and the deadlines for November 4th special election on changing congressional maps have arrived. Monday was the deadline to submit arguments for or against the measure. Yesterday, the Secretary of State selected arguments to include in the state voter information guide. And today, the Attorney General is asked to provide the Secretary of State the official ballot title and summary. Analysis from the legislative analyst and counsel must be submitted along with the text of the ballot measure. Starting tomorrow, the state voter information guide on the special election will be available to read, but changes can still be made before it's printed. And the state legislature just approved the proposition to go before voters last week. It would use a redrawn congressional map for the next 3 U.S. House elections if voters approve Prop 50. And later today, we'll hear a new plan from state Republicans pushing back against these redistricting efforts.
Assembly GOP leader James Gallagher represents a large part of Northern California, just north of Sacramento, and he's looking to split California into 2 states. He says the people of inland California have been overlooked for too long. It's time for a 2-state solution. The plan would be to create a new state made up of 35 inland counties that would have more than 10 million Californians, putting it among the top 10 most populous populous states in the country. It covers most of Northern California, the Sierra Nevada, the Central Valley, and the Inland Empire. Sacramento, Solano, and Yolo counties would then join coastal cities. The idea of splitting up California pops up every couple of years. It has never worked. Assemblymember Gallagher, Assemblymember Gallagher will be hosting a news conference this morning to announce a two-state proposal. It's scheduled for 10 o'clock. That's coming up at the Capitol. A human rights attorney met with the Stockton truck driver who was accused of killing 3 people in a Florida crash. This is a story that's making national news. Harjinder Singh made an illegal U-turn on a highway and caused a crash that killed 3 people in a minivan. Now, since that time, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis and President Donald Trump have criticized Singh, calling him cold for not showing remorse after the crash. But the attorney says Singh is very remorseful and did everything he could to help.
As soon as the incident happened, he came out of his seat, went to that van, broke open the window or the glass and held the hand and told him, buddy, the help is on the way, please stay with me.
The attorney described this incident as a tragic misjudgment, saying that Singh never wanted to hurt anyone. He also addressed Singh's legal status in the country, saying that Singh crossed the border in 2018 and was granted the right to seek asylum. The request, however, is still pending. He says Singh also had a federal work permit and a valid California driver's license. Well, yesterday, a group called Six for Justice announced that it's going to give $100,000 to the families of those who were killed in the crash. Meanwhile, Singh is supposed to be back in court this morning at 8:30.
Well, the Stockton City Council has voted to bring an outside investigator to look into the vice mayor's involvement in the Comedy Music Wild and Out tour. That vote happened at the end of last night's heated city council meeting. The live show traveled to the arena last May. It was almost canceled because of some financial troubles, so the city paid $50,000 to keep the event going in Stockton. Now, there are concerns raised about Vice Mayor Jason Lee's role in the show. He helped bring the event to the city of Stockton, and he also performed in the show. The vice mayor defends his actions.
You all have weaponized the city's platforms to attack people's credibility, to attack my partners, my friends. When I say my partners, people that are friends of mine that I brought to the city to make us money. I need to be able to talk on the issue. I'm already saying I'm not leaving. The city attorney just said any exposure would be mine. I'm willing to accept that. And I'm going to use the voice that my constituents gave me to advocate for my district and my representation.
The vice mayor and the mayor and vice mayor, rather, said they had a positive conversation with each other ahead of last night's vote and want to use this as an opportunity to get rid of any misinformation that might still be out there. We should also mention, too, the council also voted to have an independent committee oversee the investigation into DEI funding that Vice Mayor Lee claims was used to hire a consultant to help the city manager transition into that role.
To have members up here voting on it going to the full body when they could be called and will be called as a subject of the investigation is problematic. There's a lot woven into what happened. This is not a witch hunt. This is literally a fact-finding experience to get to the facts.
It is still not clear how the city will pay for either of these investigations.
Well, a man is in the hospital after a crash shut down a major Sacramento street. It happened just before 8:15 last night. Crews had to block off Northgate Boulevard between Wisconsin Avenue and Potomac Avenue to investigate. That man was found with life-threatening injuries after being hit by a vehicle. He went to the hospital and is now in serious condition. The driver did stay on the scene to cooperate, and authorities say that DUI does not appear to be a factor.
And the search continues for a missing Auburn man. Police there hope new surveillance video leads them to the man they say disappeared a week ago. Take a look. 44-year-old Hildefonso de Jesus Carlos was spotted near the Sierra Elm Center last Friday morning on surveillance cameras. He was last seen at the Awful Annie's restaurant in Auburn, where he worked last Wednesday. Police say his family found his car off Brook Road with most of his belongings still inside. But there were no signs of de Jesus Carlos. Friends and family have been searching for him for the past week.
He's just loved, and that all of us, no matter where we come from, deserve to be cared about, and in these situations be searched and looked for in moments of crisis.
He was last seen in blue pants. It's that image you see there on your right. Blue pants, black t-shirt, and black and white tennis shoes. Police say he was walking with a limp. If you know anything, if you've seen him, you're asked to please call Auburn Police.
It is 5:09 right now as we get another check on KCRA3 weather and traffic every 10 minutes. It was interesting that, I was probably 25 minutes away where we live. I had nothing. Teo had all of the show yesterday.
A lot of
yes, and that's basically how kind of this monsoon moisture works. A couple of areas get a dollop of some moisture and those storms present. Some areas get nothing and left empty-handed. One area that's not empty-handed for the morning, as you can see the wet track here as you look over Ski Run along Highway 50, working your way eastbound. So certainly as that truck is going by and the headlights are down onto the road surface, you can see that there is a little sheen. There's been a couple of showers that have moved through the area in the overnight, and now those showers are moving off to the east. And we've also had a couple of showers as well across Donner Summit and even around Sonora Pass bright and early on this Wednesday morning. I do anticipate that these showers are winding down, but more storms will develop in the afternoon. So be on your guard today. Truckee, South Lake Tahoe, Quincy, down into Yosemite, and even Pollock Pines. You may hear a few claps of thunder or see a flicker of lightning. And if you do see lightning or hear thunder, you're too close for comfort. Make sure you do get inside and seek shelter at that point. Temperatures today, upper 80s to low 90s, I should say, in Placerville, Auburn, and Sonora. Close to the coast, you've got upper 60s in San Francisco to the upper 80s today in Fairfield. And today in the San Joaquin Valley, temperatures down slightly. We're looking at low 90s in Modesto, Manteca, and Stockton at 93. Lodi, a high today of 88, and around the Sacramento region, plan for upper 80s to lower 90s. Spots like Davis and Dixon in the upper 80s, but maybe as warm as the mid 90s for you. Yuba City will enjoy mostly sunny skies, and Roseville and Folsom with highs in the low 90s. Coming up here in the next 10 minutes, a closer look at the timing of those storms with Futurecast as well as the holiday forecast. It's 5:11 right now. Brian, what are you tracking for commuters?
We're going to start here along the Causeway if you're making your way through West Sacramento and heading out to Davis or from Davis. So far, no problems along the 80 stretch all the way out to the Bay Area for that matter. And coming in from Roseville into Sacramento, clear. 50 is also clear from Folsom. In the Sierra, we had an issue where a big rig jackknife right near Big Bend and just before Cisco Grove, and that had the lanes all blocked. Traffic is now moving through that area, but they have one lane open as they continue to sand the road there. Some diesel fuel was spilled and made for a slick mess up there. I-5 and 99 all clear coming in from Elk Grove through Stockton. Clear on 5 and 99. Highway 4 is looking good along with 12 out into Rio Vista. And then as you make your way across the top of the Tracy Triangle, we are in the red there at 27 minutes right now. 580, a 26-minute ride, that's in the yellow, and 99 from Modesto to Manteca, 12-minute ride there. Here in Sacramento, 80, 50, 99, and I-5 all running at the speed limit.
All right, Brian, thank you.
Well, tariffs shoot up for one of the country's top trade partners.
An increase in tariffs today could impact businesses and your spending. I'm Rachel Hersheimer at the White House with the impacts of this new tax hike.
And the math isn't mathing. How much more expensive school supplies and clothes are this year compared to last year and why?